3 years since my last relationship. I just been thinking about it because I'd gotten rid of all the gifts I had received except for one thing. This Cowboy Bebop wallet. It's kind of fitting that a show about, people who struggle with moving on from the past, that's sort of the symbol of our past relationship. And what's funny about it is, for a while, I didn't really think that much of it because it's a wallet. It's not like she made it. Those were the sorts of copes I was telling myself. Now that I think about it, the real reason why I hold on to this wallet, it's not for the practical use. It's because I didn't want to let go of someone who had a profound impact on my life. And to some people, that may not be a good thing, but to me, I think it represents something else. It represents this idea that you should live without regret.
In our culture, it's easy to try and curate a perfect image of yourself that just isn't real. And sometimes it's even encouraged that you do that. While you may think you're doing what's best for you, I think that just amplifies feelings of regret. Yeah, I get it. Breakups and losing friendships suck. But that doesn't mean you have to act like they never existed, especially if they had a deeply personal impact on you. We say things like, I wish I never met you, but should we actually think this way? You could accept that a person is no longer compatible without acting like you didn't share great experiences together. Despite differences I've had with past friends and relationships, I'll always be grateful for the memories we lived and those versions of ourselves that we shared together. Not only is regret detrimental to how we view others, but also how we view ourselves. Yeah, we all cringe at some of those embarrassing moments from adolescence, but there's a line between that and wanting to completely erase every version of yourself that doesn't align with what beliefs or interests you currently have. In other words, you don't have to hate who you were to accept who you are, while striving to become who you want to be. It's all part of the journey. Looking back on who I was 3 years ago in my last relationship, there's definitely some aspects I would change, such as my stubbornness and egotistical thinking. I've also grown to realize, despite our admiration for each other, that doesn't necessarily make us compatible because we want different things out of life. She wanted a simple life on a farm.
I like being downtown in the city.
She wanted a peaceful life where she could go unnoticed.
Me, I'm the opposite. I hate feeling like I'm invisible.
None of these things in themselves are wrong, but obviously they can't really coexist with one another.
I'd also like to apologize for throwing away all the amazing art she made from it. Man, it was something that you could tell was clearly made from love, and I don't think it should ever be discarded the way I did. But I think I can make this up to her. I'm gonna flip the script and give you my own drawing.
I'm not nearly as good as you, but it's coming from the same love you had for me. I dedicate this to the past versions of ourselves. For the crush you had on me when we were 18, but you were too embarrassed to say anything until we turned 19 that winter. For the bond we grew, but eventually that was broken during COVID, only to be rebuilt 2 years later in a hectic whirl of emotions that eventually burned out, but will forever be a part of our journeys. I understand we might not share the same path, but I don't regret ever walking alongside yours. And I hope you feel the same. I'll always be cheering you on, and we didn't get it right in this lifetime, but maybe we will in the next one.